Imagine if medieval times were recreated in Ark, featuring primitive weapons, mysterious creatures, and 100 players scattered across one vast beach. Well, today, I created a public server with a massive medieval themed map, where each player's goal is to build their own thriving kingdom from scratch. Players must gather resources, forge alliances, and prepare for inevitable conflicts as kingdoms grow and compete for dominance. Players would be set to hardcore mode, meaning they would only have one life. Which civilization will rise to power, and how will players navigate the tensions and alliances that form along the way? Welcome to the story of medieval civilization in Ark Svartalfheim. We begin day 1, and as all of the players spawned in, I had stumbled across a small group of people who had started to gather around a fellow player named Mr. Keith. Mr. Keith, seeing his followers, decided to do a little speech.
It seems that we're gonna be huge. Look at all my beautiful people. Look how beautiful they are. So I'm excited to drill oil wells and build Starbuckses.
Woo! President Keith, build a wall.
And with that rather interesting speech, they now started to move inland to try and set up a base. But on the way, they were attacked by a massive bloody bear.
Get his ass. Rip, Mr. Make America.
Once the bear had swallowed up 2 Americans, they decided to retreat. Moving on to our next settlement, I welcome you to the Valor of the Forgotten. This team had set up in the top right of the map, and, like the Americans, they were fighting the natural wildlife.
Oh my god! It's gonna kill me. It's gonna kill me.
Oh my god.
Yeah! Oh, it's bleeding battle stuff!
Using multiple of their trusty spears, they managed to take it down, and now they could harvest the hide and fur from this beast. But leaving them to build up their civilization, we turn to our next group. Welcome to the Knights of Pinto, a team led by a lady named Terpina.
If you're standing around and you don't know what to do, please let me know and I will give you a job.
She had planned for her large tribe to build not only a castle, but a grand meeting hall to host gatherings with all of the leaders of other groups. The Knights of Pinto were striving to be a centre for any diplomatic negotiations that would go on in the experiment, and so far it was looking very promising. Just over the hill from the Knights of Pinto, I now welcome you to the Dave's Disciples. They had decided to build in a pre-made castle upon a rock. The group consisted of a total of 10 members, all of which highly trained in PvP and combat. But many of their players are commonly known in previous events for committing mass destruction, war crimes, and extreme terrorism. One of these known players is named Goose.
Can the Equus come over here now?
Despite his fierce attitude, he's the leader of the tribe. But I'd found out Goose's policies were quite good. He planned to spread peace, joy, and do good deeds for other unknown players. This is Imperium, a group of 4 individuals who had set up their base upon a rock stump in the absolute middle of nowhere.
Here stands the first buildings of the Imperium. We ain't all here yet, it's just me.
Their leader was a man named Wesley, and he liked to wear his lovely catgirl costume, which I've now banned from events because it looks horrible. But getting to the point, they wanted to go out, tame some dinos, farm some resources, and generally just build up their settlement. We move over to the Republic, a group of Star Wars dressed individuals who had set up their base upon a massive gold-rich mountain. Not only was the mountain big, but to get up, you would have to run through a long, spiraling walkway, which the Republic fortified with multiple walls and even towers coupled with ballista turrets. If attacked, this group would have a serious defensive advantage. On a less serious note, we go to a team named Blackout. Their group consisted of 6 individuals, and this gave them a grand total of 6 entire brain cells.
Yeah, I'm average height for a female.
Instead of dipping their feet into politics or anything military related, they decided to build a lovely city. And so they got to work, the first thing being built, a bloody toll booth. To enter the city, you would have to pay 10 metal or be denied access and hunted down.
You must pay the toll to enter.
But I'll give it to them. In my eyes, it looked like they may be set for quite a profitable future. We go back to America, who, after venturing inland, had finally found their base location. Of course, Mr. Keith, being the man he is, ordered for as many walls as possible to be made.
What do you think about our Trump wall? It makes me horny. Oh, I forgot. I can't say that. I'm sorry. I hope you weren't recording that.
And with these walls being built, things weren't looking too bad for the USA. Last but not least, we visit the tribe known as the Vikings. Contrary to what their name might suggest, these warriors carried a strong desire for peace, though they did vow to never be pushovers if someone crossed them. Settled in a breathtaking longhouse, they had already amassed high-quality tames, impressive gear, and a well-decorated home.
We got rhinos, we need dinosaurs now.
Leaving the Vikings base, we have now taken a look at every single tribe within the simulation. And as day one comes to a close, we go back to the Knights of Pinto, where the leader, named Derpina, had called for all groups to have a gathering inside of the Grand Meeting Hall.
I'll give them the opportunity, like all the leaders, to like introduce themselves, come up and say whatever they want.
The first volunteer was a little chap named Goose, representing the Dave's Disciples. And for reference, Dave's Disciples has something to do with the Chickmunks. Dave is the guy in the Chickmunk movie, and these guys think they're Chickmunks. Anyway, here is Goose.
We're Dave's Disciples. We're very chill and very kind people. We like to talk about the good deeds we did today. Our tribe mate Chad gave Beefcake a chest plate, unless he's lying and he didn't do that. I complimented Beefcake's base, which is true, because I'm a truth teller and I would never hurt anyone. And we plan to be peaceful and kind-hearted people throughout the whole event. And I'd like to pass the position on to my tribe mate George.
I would like to know what every other tribe did today. What good deeds did you guys do?
The Dave's Disciples, having already done some good deeds themselves today, had now asked all of the other tribes what they had done, setting the stage for everyone to be tested on how their behaviour has been. Moving on, the leader of America, Mr. Keith, had stepped up onto the stage, but he didn't exactly say what good stuff him and his tribe had done.
I'm here to say one thing. I will charge 10% of tax of each person that walks through the door. I'm building walls. That's my good deed. That's my good deed.
Making America great again. Making America great again.
You regret that. You'll regret it.
Mr. Keith, attempting to charge 10% taxes, was righteously booed off the stage and thrown out of the meeting hall. His hope of grabbing some sort of power did not work, but Keith had a second plan in mind. But before we hear that plan, we next go to Blackout, whose aim for this speech was to try and promote their city to bring in any revenue they could.
This is the Blackout base, and I am the leader. We've got a city, we've got toll house. You need a key card. That's another thing we've introduced a key card, so you can't really get in until you show proof to our toll guard that you have the right to enter.
It did seem that the main attraction of this city was the fact that they had a keycard system, so I wasn't too expecting of many visitors. But putting that aside, we go to the Valors of the Forgotten, and a player named Redman would give the speech.
I am the leader of Valors of the Forgotten, and our good deed is that we have built a town for all of you to come visit. No matter where you are in the world or what you have done, I guarantee you that me and my tribe will risk our lives to keep you safe once you are in our walls.
The crowd mostly liked Redman's speech, and now up next, we have the Vikings.
I'm the leader of the Vikings. We're not here to make enemies. We're here to see allies. We made our base and tamed our dinosaurs.
That didn't help others. This is so like a good deed.
I did way more.
Although the Vikings said some fairly reasonable things, the crowd didn't seem to like the way it was framed. But now, next up, we have the Republic, and his TXC to give his speech.
Basically, today we traveled the lands, and our good deed was we raided everyone's bases. Well, we also admired
I know you didn't get my
they gave me
base.
very nice hospitality. I accidentally fell past their first gate, and they actually offered me enter into their city. It was quite nice.
And our final person to stand up today is Wesley from the Imperium.
I am Westcall, and this is J Mids, and we're in the Imperium. We seek for alliances to build up a big empire, take on anyone that tries to attack us.
After that rather enthusiastic speech, players finally began to wind down, heading back to their bases and looking forward to Day 2. But little did they know, Day 2 would bring unexpected betrayals, shocking alliances, and conflicts that would reshape the entire simulation. The real experiment was yet to begin. Do not click away, because in this video I'm sponsoring myself. Welcome to Eden, a massive recreation of our very own Earth in Ark. After over a year of dedicated development, Eden has just received a major update, and it's now properly released and ready for you to explore. You can live in your very own continent, venture into the forests of North America, the jungles of South America, the mountains of Europe, the savannas of Africa, the deserts of Asia, and the outback of Australia. If you want to explore a massive recreation of our very own Earth as well as supporting these videos, click the link in the description and download Eden today. We begin Day 2 over at the Valor of the Forgotten's base, and they had made significant progress. I had also found out that Mr. Keith from America had contacted this team and asked to marry one of their individuals. The aim of this was to strengthen relations between the two groups. It was soon decided that the Valor of the Forgotten had offered a man named Redman to marry Mr. Keith, and so the wedding ceremony would now commence.
Now, we welcome all the Pinto and America to this traditional ceremony, and let this love and beautiful future showcase and make a milestone in history. We are grateful to come together for the most beautiful thing in life, love. Thank you.
Amen.
I am so happy here today that my president has finally found the love of his life, and we are going to live together peacefully. We will merge the server together in unity, and this will be a peaceful server after this day.
Oh yeah.
I wish them many more years of love, and with that, that is all I have to say.
Woo! Money, straight and money.
True loyalty.
And finally, the official priest from the Valor of the Forgotten stood up to perform the marriage.
Do you take Redman to be your lawfully wedded husband?
Wife.
Wife? Ah, alright.
I'm not gay.
Lawfully wedded wife.
Yes, I do.
Redman, do you take Donald J. Keefe to be your lawfully wedded husband?
I do.
Under the light of Chubbs the otter, you may now kiss.
Yeah! Oh yeah!
The marriage was official, and this would be used to seal the deal for these two tribes. Over at the Viking settlement, the tribe was hard at work fortifying their home. Tall stone walls now surrounded their entire base, each topped with ballistas, ready to repel any attacker. Peaceful as they were by nature, the Vikings were well prepared to defend their land to the last moment. Meanwhile, the Republic were out finding and taming lots of horses, as their builders were hard at work building a massive jousting arena.
Fucking thing to get out of the base.
Charge. This could be it.
Here's some food.
Oh my god, we have a... Oh, 2 and 2.
They would spend the rest of the day testing it out in friendly jousting tournaments. And who knows, maybe soon other tribes might even get involved in the action. Going back to America, Mr. Keith was on his way home, and he decided to do a little bit of talking towards his tribe. This was highly confidential.
It seems our plan is going to action. I'm headed home on my beautiful Keith wagon. We have married one out of the main tribes. There are still 4 more to go. I am slowly taking control of this world and gonna make it America. So if our plans keep working, I will have married every tribe leader or higher up in the tribes. So America is #1. Thank you. I approve this message. Donald J. Keefe, trademark pending.
Rather than wage wars, he planned to marry into power, seeking prominent figures from every major tribe to ensure a vast web of alliances. Of course, he neglected to mention this plan to anyone outside of his tribe, but I did think there was always a risk that one of these tribes could find out about Keith's many marriages. Having invested so much time in their grand meeting hall, the Knights of Pinto began to do some serious work on their actual base.
The baby's in the water here.
Go claim it if you want it.
Alright, I'm gonna go out taming again. I'm gonna go out scouting for tames.
The plan was to build a huge castle while they also would continue upgrading the meeting hall. But shifting over to Blackout, they had made some good progress themselves. Constructing multiple towers and making a small central crafting area, Blackout was starting to look like a real city.
Oh, my tower looks so fine.
It's just analysing.
It does! Oh my god. Cool tower, Denali.
Yeah.
Let's consummate in it, Denali. Let's consummate.
So far, Blackout had attracted a grand total of 0 visitors. A very proud number. Swiftly, we moved to Imperium, perched atop their lofty pillar. They had spent the day quietly building and improving their defenses.
Wes is the leader. I'm the leader.
That was scary. Who was that?
Imperium seemed to be enjoying their peaceful isolation, and it was working well for them. To finish off day 2, we moved to a random mountain in the middle of nowhere, where Mr. Keith had arranged yet another wedding.
Dun 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 dun.
Right.
Dun, dun.
Dressed in white.
Instead of marrying himself, this time Mr. Keith arranged for one of his own members to marry a member of the Republic.
We are here to join hands with my Vice President, J.D. Vance, and this behemoth, Dino Dapper. This is a beautiful celebration of life and connection and a merging of families and tribes. JD is a very good man, a very great man, very huge man. I've known him a long time. I don't know Dapper, but I'm sure this forced arranged marriage of tribes will be willingly and consensual. With that, that's all I have to say, other than, JD, do you take Dapper as your bride?
I do.
Dapper, do you take JD Vance as your husband?
Oh, I do.
You may want to almost lay down. Now you may kiss the bride. Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
With that, the second wedding of the simulation marks the end of day 2. Starting day 3 at the city of Blackout. Firstly, their walls were now lined with spikes, and multiple behemoth gates were made. They had tamed a few more rhinos and even some dire bears, as well as constructing a massive grand observatory which they would use to overlook the city. Moving over to America, they were out on a scouting mission, and they had stumbled across an innocent solo who was just minding his own business, building his base. But instead of leaving him alone, America decided to viciously attack him for no reason. But just over the hill, the Dave's disciples were overlooking this massacre of an individual man.
We are chipmunks. We do not cower easily. We will go in there, we'll take their nuts, and we won't lose a single man. If they try and attack us, lovely, everyone will kill them. Simple as that.
After the leader Goose gave his speech to his fellow chipmunks, they decided to push in with every single rhino they had.
This guy, get that guy.
The Dave's disciples would need to be careful. America had a mammoth, and this thing could pick players off of their tames, leaving them on foot incredibly vulnerable. When the Dave's disciples realized this crucial problem, one of their players got picked, and very soon after, he was killed.
Come on, put everyone charge mammoth. Can't hit, kill mammoth.
The disciples ordered for every single person to focus attack on the mammoth, and when America realized this, instead of continuing the fight, they decided to do a tactical withdrawal. For now, the battle would be left as a relatively even fight, but tensions would remain high. We go back to the Republic, who had made a lot of taming progress, and America had seemed to be in contact with them. America, having fought the skirmish with the Dave's disciples, was not happy, and so they had formed an alliance between America, the Republic, and the Knights of Pinto. This coalition of 3 would now wage war upon the Dave's disciples and their base, and so a mighty siege begun.
Dude, this is— oh shit, the Fine County's back! Another one incoming! Get down! We're taking fire!
They keep coming!
Although heavily outnumbered and under heavy fire, the Dave's disciples were standing strong. They had only one objective, and that was to hold the main bridge. If they could do this, the coalition wouldn't be able to get through.
This is
Rain fire!
They're coming!
Bowser, watch out! Bowser! Oh my god. Oh, sorry,
Oh, they just broke the cannon, I think.
Oh shit.
They're pushing the bridge, they're pushing the bridge!
Are they pushing? Aim down! Aim down!
Having pushed up, the coalition would now ride their bears and aim to throw grenades over the Dave's disciples' base.
I chain-balled someone! I chain-balled someone!
Shit, dude.
Again!
Oh shit, I'm taking a lot of fucking fire. Oh, I'm taking a lot of fucking hits from these grenades. Oh, they're blowing. Okay, shit, hold on, we gotta get down. We gotta get in the main compound. Get in the main compound, please get down.
Pull them, guys.
I can't even get down the ladder.
Despite heavy losses, they had managed to establish a foothold. Heavier Thames followed in, breaching the gate and forcing the Dave's disciples to yield the courtyard.
They're rushing.
Russian.
Go, 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 go.
Go in, go in. There we go. Go! Fuck Busher Bear!
Move, move, move.
Room by room, the coalition advanced, and unable to effectively man their own artillery anymore, the Dave's disciples had no choice but to hole up inside the keep. The coalition resumed bombardment.
Oh, what the fuck? I just got hit by a cannon! Oh, shit!
And before long, the defenders found themselves scattered. Brutal close-quarters fighting ensured.
If they come from behind...
We run, listen,
Paladin, we run, we're dead anyway. They're just gonna chase us from miners and one-shot us. Yeah, oh, guys, yeah, we're pushing up from back. Can we get help?
There's nothing to defend.
With all of the Dave's disciples scattered round and morale at an all-time low, everyone was getting individually hunted down. But some players named Goose, Dodo, and Paladin tried to hold up on the roof.
Well, we can run through, we can run through. What is he?
That's like some Looney Tunes.
Watch out, Kendrick.
What are you doing, Paladin, bro? You
Guys,
just
oh my god, I might be cooked, I might be cooked.
Yeah, I think we're all cooked.
No, I might be cooked.
No, we have to fight the roof. I think the only way. I'm not like we run, we die, bro. We run, we rhino.
Yeah, we need to stay the roof. That's the only
GG,
way we're
guys.
winning.
GG.
More coming up, guys. More coming up.
Up and over, up and over.
All of the Dave's disciples, except one man, had died.
All of my tribe has died. Briar, George, Dodo, Charlie. I don't really care about Paladin, and I don't know where Big Dad is. I don't know if he's alive or not.
The man alive was Goose, the original leader of the group. And now he would have to live to stand another day, and maybe even make a comeback. The Republic, after finishing the Dave's disciples and on their way back to their base, stumbled across the Vikings, who had then killed one of the Republic's Thames. This caused a serious problem, and both teams now started PvPing outside the Vikings' base.
Take that
Let's not burn these gates.
Plans were soon made to start throwing grenades towards the main wall of the Vikings' fortress. They would break these walls down and move in with their Dinosuchuses, a very high damage Thame.
A fucking Republic pushed me and now I'm inside
enemy
the wall.
wolf.
The Republic then sent a small detachment of a few solos to try and scale the walls with grappling hooks. These members would get inside and aim to cause havoc, shooting Thames and sniping players off the back.
Get out. There's an open gate there too. Tell the others
they all fucking
there's
run.
an open gate.
They would also be using spyglasses to give constant recon back to the Republic's leaders.
If you don't mind, I'm about to die. Fucking Republic almost fucking killed me. Like, it's such an ass, bro. They
Come on,
fucking
I'm just trying to set the settings to...
Using the height advantage they had from the wall, the Republic slowly picked off all of the Vikings' Thames, leaving them with nothing, enabling the main force to push further through the center. Overrun and cornered, the Vikings were slaughtered one by one. The last survivor was then located, captured, and caged. He would then be hauled off as a prisoner to the very meeting hall meant to preserve peace. As the evening fell, all tribes once again gathered inside of the Grand Meeting Hall, ready to have the talks of what went on today. And to my surprise, with absolute balls of steel, the last member of the Dave's disciples had rolled up. Goose was here. Unfortunately though, Goose, thinking of himself as a lovely chickmunk, did make himself slightly known inside the hall.
A woolly rhino!
One bear on Max
A woolly rhino!
Apart from faffing about with the chickmunk noises, Goose genuinely did have a plan in place. He wanted to be the first up onto the stage so he could give his case to all of the other tribes on the monstrosities of this three-group alliance that had decimated his base and his whole team. But before Goose even had the chance to step up, TXE, the leader of the Republic, was on the stage.
About today? So Pinto and America and the Republic, we went on a crusade to domesticate some chipmunk. Goose managed to get away. We eradicate what we believe is a threat. However, during this battle, the group called the Vikings decided to attack our base and killed one of our brothers. So we took that personally and wiped their base and took a prisoner of war.
Absolutely outraged, Goose stormed up on the stage to try and give his own account to all of the teams. The Republic and the Coalition had just made him and his tribe look bad in front of everyone.
First, I'd like to state that Tixie, this little guy next to me, this tribe pushed with 50 men, balls deep down my base. Losers? Yeah, 50 losers. 50 losers deep in our base against a helpless, kind-hearted, cute little chipmunk tribe.
But just as he was about to step down from the stage...
Gank him right now!
Whoa. Goose was hunted down into the hall and then he was bowlered. Being now stuck in the middle of a hall surrounded by 20 aggressive players, he was fighting for his life. Jumping and turning as much as possible, he was swinging his sword, trying to kill anyone he could. Then his chest plate broke away, and soon after, his leggings were gone. But he managed to slip out of the bowler and made a run for the gate. They had shut the gate on Goose trying to get out of the hall. He was now trapped inside, and he would have to think fast to make it out. He got his crossbow and used a grapple to get up through the top of the hall, and with perfect aim, escape through the roof. For the time being, Goose would be safe. He had escaped the onslaught. But the remaining alliance and all of these players were left angry. However, they were starting to look bad in the eyes of the rest of the server. And now, this sums up the end of Day 3. We begin Day 4. Located at the base of the Valor of the Forgotten, they had constructed a mighty court. Inside this court, the Valor members were sitting next to a certain Viking prisoner.
They shall work for all of us, not just for one.
It turns out that after the whole Goose chasing situation from yesterday, the meeting was not yet concluded. And so when everything was over, the Republic decided to hold an auction to sell off this poor Viking.
5 metal ingots.
A rhino and a dung beetle.
Okay, he's mine now. Let me see it.
Okay, let go of
Hello,
him.
Redman.
Who do you think you are?
I'm expecting a payment very soon.
Come on.
Long story short, the ones with the highest bid was the Valors of the Forgotten. Once they'd paid a few hundred metal ingots to the Republic, they now were sold this prisoner. But unfortunately, there was a little bit of infighting within the tribe. Each player claimed this prisoner as their own man. So they had to do a court hearing to figure out who had proper claim over this man.
Objection. We got him fair and square, so therefore, or I bought him fair and square.
Hey, you bought him fair and square with the tribe's resources, however. Therefore, he's
That is true. I think if he's to work, he should have a leash on him at all times. I would like to take him under the rule of the kitchen, making human sandwiches of other tribes that we make, and he will be our test subject for these human sandwiches.
Unfortunately, he was not made into human sandwiches, but instead forced to work the kitchen all day and all night. Moving over to the city of Blackout, where America had surprisingly decided to attack them. After the meeting from yesterday with Goose, many of the tribes thought that Goose was actually the innocent one. America, sensing this, wanted to take out each of the tribes individually, meaning they could not concentrate their forces. Anyway, Blackout's base would not be an easy nut to crack. They had multiple stone walls raised very high, and if America wanted to go through, they would be blasted by Blackout's ballistas.
This is our bridge. Fuck it, we will die, it's our bridge.
America breaking through the first few gates were all now piling up inside of the walls.
Shit, the wagon's falling off.
The defending Blackout members did not have good tames to use to try and fight back, so most of them were sitting up top on the tower shooting down with crossbows.
As an American myself, my people died at the Alamo and they stood their ground. I think we're in the same boat here.
It turned out that the Knights of Pinto had arrived behind America. Blackout's hopes were now very high. But little known to Blackout, the Knights of Pinto were not here to assist them. They were here on a mission working with America. And now together, they would attempt to steamroll this base and try and crush anyone that opposed their rule.
Surrender or die.
Well, see,
that's not exactly a good thing, is it? Not exactly.
I think you have 10 minutes to decide.
And you have 3 minutes to drink ricin.
Oh, alright. I see your answer. Okay, it's time to die, my friends.
Blackout and its members, seeing the dire circumstances that they were in, decided to go and escape through the back wall of their base, where they would then try and flee. and find somewhere to stay. Blackout was then given refuge at the base of Imperium behind its lofty pillars. But somehow, someone had slipped the word, and America was now on the way to raid Imperium with their full strength. And yes, they had brought the Knights of Pinto along with them. But in the distance, all of these players gathering to battle saw something flying towards them. It was a fire wyvern that I had spawned in to wreak havoc across everyone on this battlefield.
Wyvern.
Yep. Scatter a little bit, guys. Don't leave.
Oh, he set one of them on fire.
After raining a volley of breath down on the Americans, the wyvern had killed multiple players, a total of 3. But then it left the field and looked as if it was going somewhere else.
Shit!
Yep, it's here.
Yep, right there.
The wyvern had arrived at the Valor of the Forgotten's base, and now it was spraying fire across their open village. Players started scrambling, running to try and get on ballista turrets to shoot it down. While everyone was armoring themselves up, one person had the idea of using a chain bowler. If this chain bowler managed to hit the wyvern, it would be taken to the ground and they could kill it on foot. But just as they were getting ready to fire these ballistas, the wyvern had seemed to fly off again. The real question was, would someone eventually take down this wyvern? And if they did, what would they get in return? We go back to the defense of Imperium and Blackout, and America and the Knights of Pinto were pushing on very heavily. The main basis of this battle was all around the bridge. Led by Mr. Powerproof, a small detachment charged out on their rhinos and tried to get a few kills on the America side.
Everyone just push out. Go, 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 go.
We're sitting back.
Go, 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 go.
In fierce fighting, Blackout members were scurrying to try and kill anyone they could. But America was putting up a good fight. They had strong tames and a mammoth.
Dude, there's a rhino coming up the back.
Mark him.
Ping him.
I pinged him.
America and the Knights of Pinto had managed to kill a few of the enemy players.
I've been bowled, I'm dead. No, I'm gone. There we go.
Moving in with the mammoth on the front line, America and the Knights of Pinto pushed forward. They got inside the main complex of the Imperium base and started to slaughter everyone.
Shooting somebody with a crossbow and trying to grapple this guy off his mount.
This massive raid has left all of the Imperium and Blackout defenders either by themselves or slaughtered. So we will count the 2 tribes defeated. We moved to the Republic, where in the distance, everyone saw the mighty wyvern approaching.
Oh, he did.
The wyvern flew down, expelling fire onto all of their tames and managed to even kill a player. But one of the Republic's skilled ballista shooters made easy work of this wyvern. He managed to chain bowler it on its very first approach. It was taken down from the air and would now remain stuck on the ground.
I got it! Kill it!
Get it!
The Republic ordered for every single tame to attack it, and very soon, the wyvern was killed. So, myself and the admins were thinking, what could we give this tribe? We decided the reasonable thing to do was to give them a tamed moth. While not the best of flying creatures, flyers were not allowed in this simulation, so it would be a very good advantage. They could use it for getting around faster, or even scouting and recon missions. Leaving the Republic, we now arrive at the Valor of the Forgotten's base, where they had called over the leader of America, Mr. Keith. He had been asked to attend a court hearing because the Valors had suspected Mr. Keith was marrying multiple people. It seemed rumors had started to spread, and now he would be put on a trial.
So would you mind explaining to me about these other wives you have?
As Mr. Keith was in his usual American attire, he then got changed into more formal black and white clothing.
Objection sustained.
Objection
sustained.
I would like to listen to this.
He married off some of our leaders, like I married another tribe.
I married off JD Van. I didn't marry him. Now, was I planning to marry someone else? Possibly. But did I? No. Was I going to marry Miss Cheese or possibly Beef?
Yes.
Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. But did I? No.
We never ended up going through with
that. And
will
anyone stop me if I do? No, they will not. Because I have too much love to give for one person.
So you're saying you would marry others and betray your wife?
No, I wouldn't betray them. But would I marry others for the benefit of America? Yes, I would.
Confirming that Keith would indeed marry players from other tribes to strengthen America's alliances, the Valor of the Forgotten decided to do something incredibly risky. They whistled all of their tames to aggressive and locked the doors upon the hall, but the president would not give up easily. He would now fight until the very last moment. Mr. Keith managed to find a hole in one of the walls that the Valors had left open, and now he ran through it trying to escape.
Oh shit! Man the ballistics.
He was now free, but still inside the base of the Valor of the Forgotten. More and more Valor players were soon grouping up behind him, and then Keith was bowled. Even worse, a cage was placed on top of him.
Keith, put it down!
Keith, absolutely enraged by the fact he had been caught by an enemy, did not use his words lightly.
Open this cage, see what happens. I promise you one of you will die. No, not one of you can take me. I dare you.
Do we have Trump? Do we have Trump?
Open this cage! Open this cage, see what happens.
Then he started making direct threats to certain members of the Valor group. The first being this man with an otter.
Watch what happens.
I get Trangar.
Let me out of here. Oh, break this cage, see what happens. You're gonna die first. That otter will die so fast.
What the hell?
Ah, you're threatening, scrub!
But these threats weren't backed by anything. Keith was alone, deep in the middle of enemy territory.
You ain't gonna take me. Americans, help!
But it turns out I was wrong. Keith did have a backing for his threats, and that was the large pickaxe he had in his hand.
He's out, he's out, he's running.
He's out, chase him!
Get him!
Keith had managed to escape, and he was now running around the entire of Valor's base, trying to find a way out. Then he saw an exit and made a run straight to it. But, unfortunately, Keith's character was a little too fat to fit through the hole. So they managed to knock him out and then place handcuffs on him and remove him of his clothes.
Y'all, come on, guys. Y'all are just letting him run away. Don't open any doors.
Do not let him run away.
While they were making sure what had just happened would not happen again, Keith had then woken up. And yes, he was not going to be staying put. He had made another runner, and this time he had actually found a proper exit.
Help!
Come on.
Trunk him.
Oh my god.
Yeah! You guys are
help, Americans! Come get me! I got out!
But Keith hadn't yet escaped. A few members were swimming straight towards him.
Get Trump! Get him!
Yes! Yeah, knock me out. See what happens. I'll drown to death, you idiots.
We'll drag you out.
I got it.
But then, one of the members managed to grapple him, and with handcuffs on, he could do nothing but comply. It seemed as though the long Keith chase may be over.
Hey, take these cuffs off, see what happens.
He's so slippy, bro. Like,
it's too much orange tan.
Disregarding the orange tan, Keith was then transported to the highest security cell that this tribe could muster up. But before we continue, we go back to a certain self-proclaimed chickmunk named Goose, and he had managed to craft a cannon and over 100 cannonballs. He then went above the Knights of Pinto base and started firing them down while singing his lovely song.
Say tomorrow to the night. Oh, that was way too flippin' high.
After Goose had fired down at least 20 shots on their base, the Knights of Pinto started to realise something was going on, and so they located Goose and started to surround him. But little did Pinto know, this is exactly what Goose had wanted. He was very skilled at PvP.
Oh, you dead, boy? Yes! Another one! Rah! Oh, beefcake. Oh, you crazy, bruh. Oh, no! Rah!
Goose then found one of his old rhinos and started to kill more players that he found in the open.
Sorry, Mr. Cheese.
By using his rhino and going on foot, he'd managed to kill a significant amount of Pinto players. But anyway, we move away from Goose. The Valor's plan was to contain Keith inside this cell for as long as they could, and from the inside it didn't look like there was any way he would be able to escape. But then Mr. Keith sent me a message and asked to have a little private call, so I agreed.
You see what I just did? I just took all the stuff on that guy's body. I've got a pike, I've got armor, I've got trank arrows.
What have you got on you?
I've got a crossbow with trank arrows and stone arrows, a pickaxe, 4 parachutes, a spyglass, a pike, a full flak armor.
Oh my god.
And a hatchet.
Keith was absolutely loaded with an entire PvP kit. If he could utilize this, there was a big chance he might be able to escape. But to make things difficult for Keith, there was a guard posted on his doorstep that would be there 24/7. so he would have to try out his good old trusty negotiation skills.
There's a massive tribe on the way. All my allies, my other wives, my son, my vice president. I can make you a vice president. I can make you famous and wealthy. Let me out of here. Help me. You just have to keep your mouth shut and help me out of here.
Having the fear of 3 massive tribes rolling up and being just a regular security guard slightly convinced this man to maybe help Keith out.
You pose a very interesting deal. I can't let you out directly. I'm gonna have to
I know you know the code. You opened it.
And with a little persuasion, he was convinced.
I'll set the code to something. All right. Code for the door is 2323.
2323. Okay.
Having received the exit code to the main door, all he would have to do now is break through this wooden netting.
Make sure they know my name and what I look like.
Alright.
The deal was done, and if Keith's alliance did indeed show up, this man's life should be spared. But anyway, I got on a call with Keith straight after, and this is what he said.
He will die too.
He's gonna die. I was thinking that you're definitely not gonna tell anyone his name.
So yeah, if any alliance did show up, that man would definitely die with everyone else. Valor members had sounded the alarm because America, the Knights of Pinto, and the Republic had arrived.
We're coming for you, Mr. President!
Go! Fight your way through!
Keep biting it if we can, keep shooting it through.
Storming in with Dino Sutuses and Rhinos, they were making heavy progress on the main gates. And using Republic's Moth, a player named Dapper would fly up and use grenades on their main tower. The players defending this position either parachuted off or perished.
Yes, thank you, Rhino! Come through!
Go! We're coming for you, Mr. President. Come on.
As the vicious fighting continued, I had then found out that Goose had arrived at the scene, and he was in the middle of the battle trying to kill some of the Pinto players. He was also screen sharing to his dead teammates, who were a little too overenthusiastic.
Yes, come on, yes! Please, come on.
Can he die?
Yes, let's go.
Bro, Founder, I've never seen you. I've never heard you this excited ever.
Long story short, when the Knights of Pinto found out it was Goose, players started to gather up around him rather quickly.
Oh, get the fuck out of there!
That Mission Impossible ass escape. Fucking impossible.
After killing many of the Pinto players and doing a very daring escape, Goose decided he wanted to leave and go for a little swim. But now we move back to the main fight, and Dapper from earlier was using the Moth to try and approach Keith and save him. Dapper and Keith together managed to hatchet the wall, and Keith was able to escape. Just as Keith was set free, the guard that had once helped his escape was killed, along with all of the Valor players. And so we have a stunning victory from America, the Knights of Pinto, and the Republic. If you do enjoy these videos and would like to play in the events yourself, or even suggest new ideas, please do check out the Patreon below. And of course, go and have a look at the new mod map, Eden. It's absolutely amazing. Thank you.